Hi, everyone. Thanks for stopping in and taking a moment. I have been through, such an enormous initiatory month. The month of April was about death, loss, faith, surrender. And I haven't been in that type of an immersive study with something that hardcore for 10 years prior to selling my yoga studio in 2011, 90% of my belongings, and leaving the country. Yeah, so this is a 10-year initiatory cycle, maybe, possibly. But I would love to just take a moment to share a few things that have been coming up. And there's been a real bittersweetness about the grief, the many different qualities of loss. Oh boy. And this erosion of the self, right? This study, I call it a study, when we are in something that is definitely bringing us to our knees and making sure we go down even lower to like prostration mode. It's initiatory work you're doing. So my journey has been in holding space for my son Kelton's many, many layers of grief, and my own that are simultaneously occurring because they're being catalyzed. It's time for me to awaken more as well. And there's timings like this depth of grief has discombobulated me, like done. And yet, we don't get that choice as far as if more is required, more will happen. And so really the art is in learning to be with whatever's happening in the now. Open the heart, feel what is there and let it move through. Get the counsel you need, the support, and become more brave, more courageous. And when we meet these painful edges, a lot is there to be felt if we have the courage to allow it. And there's also this profound level of surrender that I have been reminded of and was required to revisit. Because I recognize there is still such a wounded young girl part of me that is afraid if she's not of value in people's lives, that they will leave. And I know that's not true. And if it's to happen, well, it's probably serving my greater good in the long term. So I don't have fear around that as an adult, but my young girl part associates that quality of loss with her parents. And so I've seen some more areas that need some tender, loving care from me. And overall, that's what this whole journey feels like. The more we surrender to things that are inevitably going to fall away, the more we can practice letting go now to smaller things. I love the image of holding water in your palms. You can only hold it for so long before the water is all going to seep out. So that quality of effort, trying so desperately to even hold water. I don't want to be efforting like that anymore energetically through anything I'm doing. If I'm to grieve, I want to grieve. If there's laughter, I want to be in my laughter. If there's challenge and struggle, okay, I want to be present for that. If there's peace and joy and harmony, I want to be present to more of that. It's I was saying to a client today, it's almost like discerning discernment. There's more and more purification happening. And when we're forged in the fire, when there is loss, anything that makes us suffer and brings us to our knees, there's such power to come through that. So I pray for ease and grace in my ability to surrender more and more and more and more and more to life flowing through me, working through me, whatever's happening in this now. And I give thanks for all the loving beings that support me in this realm that are seen and the unseens. I've learned a lot about me through this last very intense month. And it started with a potent series of expansions with Tony Robbins. I participated in 3 of his offerings since the start of January. So I was so open and so connected and so attuned. And then going through this, it's like the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, powerful. What I realize is that so many of us are carrying traumas that we're unaware of. There's so much that I've explored in myself and I've tapped into through this series of loss that has occurred. Such a sensitivity now. There's been a softening in and a letting go, and just this desire now to not resist, not resist. More ease, more joy, more play. But no more doing things out of obligation and duty. Nah. You know, I heard Danielle Laporte reference something that just like blew my mind. It brought me such ease and a little bit of sass. She was asking, how many albums has Johnny Cash recorded? And the answer was 96. He just kept like cranking it out, right? This artist just. And then Led Zeppelin was 9. This slowly crafted masterpiece over a longer period of time that has been still shared over a very long period of time. It's a different type of medicine, right? And she's like, I'm a Johnny Cash. I want to create, and then burn it up at 10 at night and start over the next day. And I got in that moment that I'm Johnny Cash. I love creation. I love guiding. I love going into new territory. I'm not a big fan of recycling, repeating. And so to recognize that this is part of what's being cleared from me as this imprint, that I need to stay with certain things for the long haul. No. It's what is most relevant in this now time, and speaking to that if it's the right time. Such as pain. I was going to run a workshop this Sunday, and I'm not ready to talk about pain. I've just come out of a 3rd cycle of an immersion into pain, and I just want to hang in the softness for a while. Yeah. Do some integration and regeneration. So instead, let's raise the energy. And my invitation to you, what do you really appreciate? And why? Is it a way that it makes you feel? I like feeling calm. I like feeling active. Active, um, active presence, active attention. I don't know, there's no urgency to it, but there's like an alertness, like a, oh, what's that? An attunement. And I like this feeling. I don't want to carry anxiety or stress or tension because I feel I should be doing something, or I'm obligated to do something, or I feel guilty because I need to take time off and grieve. And not that anybody made me feel that way. Everybody was so loving and they continue to be. It's more how I've allowed myself to meet certain situations that require me to be tender with me. This is new territory for me I'm navigating, and these losses have tenderized my heart so much that I'm ready. I'm ready to transition into more presence, more faith, more surrender, more trust. Because I've just tasted so much impermanence in this last 4 weeks. And I've been obliterated. And now I'm coming back slow, 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 slow with a beautiful mosaic foundation built from more potential joy and happiness and ease that's to come in my life. And so I don't know if this has helped anyone, but it's what I was moved to offer. I'm here to maybe gently remind you that if you move through the bigness of the biggest parts of the pain that you're navigating, whatever that is, whatever quality of loss you're in, whatever, there is eventually a softening that happens. And I pray you learn to surrender a little bit more to that gorgeous current. Much, much love and deep respect. Blessings.